My guest is Jeremy Dixon, who is the owner and founder of Revive Cafes here in Auckland. Jeremy, thanks for talking with us.
No worries.
And this looks absolutely fantastic, and you're going to give me a guided tour.
I will. Most welcome to.
Let's go in. Okay, so the first thing that hits me here are these magnificent looking cookbooks. What's the story with these, Jeremy?
Yeah, so about 3 years into the cafe, people keep telling me, Jeremy, well, we want your recipes. Can you share us the recipes? So I thought I'd do a cookbook and share some of the recipes from the cafe with people. And before I knew it, it got out of control and I had about 8 cookbooks. Wow. So they've been amazing. I've probably sold about 180,000 of them. They've just been amazing. They're on the bestseller list in New Zealand bookshops. And it's just a really great way of sharing, healthy whole food with people from the cafe.
They're also my wife's favourite cookbooks.
Oh, great! Good to hear.
She says she loves them. And then on the other side here, we have what is going to be my breakfast in a few minutes.
That's right. We've just started a new breakfast menu. Yeah. So we've got a whole lot of cold stuff here. We've got chia puddings. We've got a tofu yogurt, bircher muesli, fruit salad. We've got our own granola there. And up here's all the hot meals. We've got the best scrambled tofu in the world, which is the Thai scrambled tofu. We've got an apple porridge, Boston baked beans, and some roasties there with sweet potatoes. So it's a really, really yummy menu.
Now, what are the principles that guide the type of cooking you do?
So it's all about whole food, plant-based. So keeping everything as natural as possible. We don't use sugar. So for example, we sweeten things with date puree. We don't deep fry. We only use healthy oils like olive oil and coconut oil. We don't use very, very preservative-free. Just a great healthy way to eat. Of course, we're vegetarian and don't use meat.
Wonderful. Now, what started your interest, first of all, in healthy food?
I went to a health retreat with my wife in the early 2000s, and we kind of got inspired to just eat really, really healthy. And also at that stage I worked for sanitarium, so I kind of had a good dose of, eat healthy, you're going to live longer. Right. So I wanted an adventure in my life, wanted to, love the health mission, so I decided to go on an adventure and start a cafe.
Fantastic. Now, so you have this cafe here, and then you have a second one not so far away.
Yes, one on Lawn Street, which is 2 blocks up. So basically mainly catering to the inner city crowd. So at lunchtime it's just packed with office workers and people. And the interesting thing is people that come here are not vegetarian.
Right.
They're just people who want to come for healthy food. They're all meat eaters, but they appreciate the whole food, healthy diet.
Okay, so one important aspect of what you're doing is to help people live more healthfully. Do you have a bigger mission?
One thing I'd like to do is I see a lot of kind of health-based cafes around the world try to start up, and often it's very, very tough, and they often fail very quickly. I know a lot of people have got in their heart and mission, they'd love to do this type of thing. And when I started, it was very difficult. It's a very, very cutthroat industry to be in. It's very, very tough. So I'd love to be able to, I'm trying to work on a model where I can share with people so they can actually take up this model, kind of like a franchise, and have all the recipes, all the systems, the way to make a business run really well so they can start and be successful. So that's one thing I'm working on at the moment. I'd love to be in a position to share with really soon.
Terrific. Can you tell me a story of how you've connected with people through the cafe?
Yeah, sure. Probably first I just probably get almost daily emails and contacts from people saying how I love your recipes, the cookbooks have changed my life, I can give my family healthy food they actually love to eat, which is just really great. I've had people crying saying you just changed my life, which is just really humbling to know that I've been used in this kind of way. And once we had a visiting speaker, Leo Shreven, come to Auckland, and I managed to invite 200 of my cafe customers to go to his seminars, which was fantastic to get that great message.
Yeah, terrific. Now you have a presence in the media because of what you're doing, and so you can actually attract people to come to cooking demonstrations. Tell me about that.
That's right, yes. So I've tried different things like getting health professionals in. That didn't really work. Tried seminars in the cafe, didn't really work. But one thing that really did work is inviting people back to my church and giving them cooking demonstrations. Okay. And I think the most I've had is 150 people turn up for a cooking demonstration. So people really love to learn and see you actually cook healthy food in front of them. So that's one area I do with the churches. And obviously I've got some TV programs now with Cook 30 on Hope and 3ABN that show people how to do it on TV as well. So really sharing how people can actually do it through TV and media.
Fantastic. Now, you told me 180,000 books.
Yes.
Now, is that through the internet? Is it through bookshops?
Mainly through bookshops in New Zealand, through the ABCs in Australia and New Zealand, and also I've got something on Amazon. They're on sale on Amazon in the States as well, the Revive Cafe Cookbooks. and they just seem to be selling really well. When I first started, I printed 4,000 in my first book. I'm like, oh, are these going to sell or not? But they just sold out within a couple of months, so I've really had a spot there with. And I think my style of cooking is very simple and easy, using whole foods. So people really appreciate that you can just get a few ingredients, throw them in a pan, and have a meal really quickly. They're not complicated. My style is very simple, so I think that has really resonated with people.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Now, describe for our viewers where these cafes are located.
So we're in central Auckland now, which is the central business district of Auckland. So Wyndham Street and Lawn Street, which is just off the main street of Queen Street, just in the main area where people come from all the businesses. So they're a great place
Prime
to come
location.
to. Good location, just off the beaten track, and it's really easy to get people. You just do fly drops and tell people where you are and do offers and things, and there's a lot of marketing that goes on to keep things trucking along.
Now, the industry that you're in is notorious for burning people out. I mean, investing so much energy and time. How do you and your wife keep balance?
I suppose I've got to the stage now where I don't work in here all the time. So I've got a great tech crew here. I've got managers in each store, a head chef, an operations manager that runs the whole outfit and improves it. So I think it's just getting people on to help. You can't do it all yourself.
Right.
I mean, in the first few weeks when you start and you've got the enthusiasm, you can work long hours. That quickly dies. So it's really important to have people in there to work with it. And it's got to be a working, profitable business model so you can afford to employ people. You can't just do it all yourself or you burn out very quickly.
Right. So Jeremy, what would be your hope for the future?
I'd like to see, we've got 2 branches now of the cafes and the cookbooks. I'd like to keep expanding the influence. I'd love to see revives in more cities around the world and more of a spiritual impact as well, and just helping people in other areas of their life. So that's my kind of goals from here, to work on that, to increase the sphere of Revive's influence.
Fantastic. Well, I'm getting hungry, so we need to finish the interview, mate. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Okay, viewers at home, what a wonderful thing happening here in Urban Centre of Influence that's connecting with people's needs right here in Auckland, New Zealand.